Hey besties, welcome back to the Cozy Corner. It's your girl Jen, and if you're new here, welcome. Just a regular little college student at Cal State Dominguez. But if you're not new here, welcome back to the chaos. So, if you're curious, I have a new book in my hand. What is this book? Why, this is the debut novel from Vendy Emberfield, a debut author. I've literally been so excited to read this. It's literally been my freaking most anticipated read this entire year, and you guys don't understand. Everybody and their mother was like, "Oh my gosh, Onyx Storm came out. Oh my gosh, Release Intent came out. Oh my gosh, Elsie Silver came out with a new book." So maybe that's incorrect, but like still, I was literally waiting for the day for this to drop, and you guys don't understand. I had her emails, I had like her newsletter, I signed up for like the arcs and everything, and I'm so excited to finally say I got a copy on Amazon. And yes, the girly pop over here is excited too. This is Hannah. Well, welcome to the show, Hannah. So this book by Vendy Emberfield is called Promise of the Pyre. Just take a look and tell me that cover art is not insanely beautiful. I love the cuff. I love that the cuff is shining. What does that signify? I want to find out. I love the what do you call it? The I love the points to fire and like embers and I'm literally so excited to read this. You guys don't understand. On the back, plot synopsis says once Hannah, what are you doing? She's crazy, right? Typical calico behavior. My poor cat over here is a bit older and she's like, listen, you guys, this girl is crazy as fuck. I'm over here big chilling, but like, what is she doing, right? Okay, anyways, on the back, the plot synopsis says one fighter, a lethal secret, and a war she can't escape. A barrier divides two deadly worlds. In one, humans are hunted, killed, or worse, used as weapons against their own people. In the other, fear of magic runs rampant, and anyone associated with it is burned alive. When human-born Ellen witnesses a murder at the hands of the Mag-Ralot demon. Oh my gosh, I'm having such a hard time. I don't know what type of like shenanigans this is, if it's like a language barrier with myself within myself. Language within myself is not working, or like what, but like I cannot pronounce this word. It's pronounced Mag-Ralot allegedly, but like I can't say it for my life. So the Mag-Ralot demon, a magic she has never wanted, erupts, and it earns her a one-way ticket to the pyre. Desperate to escape the flames, Desperate to escape the flames, Ellen devises a plan to frame somebody else. There's only one problem, though. The handsome bastard kidnaps her instead. Aiden, who's a reckless Haxa warrior, drags Ellen across the barrier to Tor military camp to harness her magic. She must learn to control it and fast before it gets her killed, or cost her the only home she's ever known. But Ellen isn't the only one hiding something. In unraveling the lies, and an unraveling of and the unraveling of lies threatens more than just a camp. Forced to choose between life and Forced to choose between her life and humanity, Ellen must expose her secrets or condemn Tor's people to brutal deaths. Guys, if that doesn't excite you, I don't know what anything will. This author has said like this is for fans of I don't know what the second one was, but the first one obviously caught my eye. This is for fans of Throne of Glass, and I have been looking for something to itch my no to scratch my Throne of Glass itch. I am planning to like read the Throne of Glass again for my birthday next month, and not next month, 2 months from now in January. But like also, I'm wanting something to read now. I just and the fact that this is her first book just really has me excited because I love supporting new authors, and I just guys this girl deserves all of the freaking praise because first of all, she wrote a whole fucking book. That is insane. I could never. And also, she the way that this book is just so floppy, the effort that she put into it, the map, the characters, the just everything. I'm just really excited for it. And honestly, I'm looking forward to another romance that has to do with romantasy. This is exactly what I've been wanting to read for a while. And so, I figured why not be fun and record a reading vlog reading this book. So, over the next few days, however long it takes me to finish this starting tomorrow, I will be reading this book and you guys will be coming along with me to read it. This is on Kindle for like $5, so pick it up. It's only $5, you guys. Skip out on the Starbucks for this week. Come on, go ahead and read it. And also, this was like less than 20 bucks on Amazon. I want to say $15, but I could be totally wrong. But just go support the author and join me for this journey that we are about to go on. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye guys. Hey guys, it is a brand new day. It is Wednesday and it is basically 4:30 and I figure why not settle down for the rest of the night and start reading this book. So I did get up to chapter 4 this morning, but I figure I wanted to record when I had a little bit more to say. And honestly, this is a reading vlog, so why don't I record myself reading also? Just in case you guys were wondering, I do listen to brown noise when I read. I feel like it helps me focus a little bit because your girl has ADHD brain and she'd be going crazy thinking about everything else except for the task that she is taking or doing. So put in the comments what you guys listen to when you're reading or doing daily tasks. Is it lo-fi? Is it like regular chill piano? Is it brown noise? Is it the birds outside? Is it the sounds that your fridge makes sometimes when she's doing her thing? Or like, let me know. But anyways, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and read and I'll let you guys know my thoughts when and if I have them. Hey besties, good morning. It is Saturday and I have something to tell you. I have not really read much of Promise to the Pyre. I did get up to 200 pages, which is very significant. However, knowing myself and knowing how many books that I can put away within a couple of days, or rather how many pages I can put away within a couple of days, I have been slacking. It's not because necessarily the book is bad. I've just literally been so busy with work and there hasn't really been a whole lot of time to just like sit, relax, and read. That being said, I did get up to the 200 page mark, which is good. However, again, I don't really have too much to say. I'm not gonna lie. So far, the back seems to be slightly misleading. So if you guys remember, at the beginning when I was talking about this book, I was like, when human-born Ellen witnesses a murder at the hands of a Magdala demon, a magic she never wanted erupts, earning her one-way tickets to Pyre. I haven't seen that yet. But the next part where it says, desperate to escape the flames, Ellen devises a plan to frame someone else. There's just one problem, the handsome bastard kidnaps her instead. That happened very early on in the book, and I think that, I'm not really sure, because I don't want to like get into the mind of the author, because I have my own mind and I think everybody thinks differently. And I also want to mention and emphasize that this is her first debut novel. This is exactly a debut novel, and there are going to be some misses here and there when it comes to enrapturing your audience. So I can say she does get kidnapped. The way she gets kidnapped and the reasons why are a little bit different. So in the beginnings, she's basically a fighter at this like fight club. No one talks about Fight Club. And she's being trained. She's training herself harder than the others to become like the best fighter there ever was in that club, so that she can become a mentor or trainer or something like that. She's like fighting for that position. She ends up walking home one night or one day and sees this woman getting like attacked by somebody, and she's like, no, I gotta go protect that woman because girl power, whatever the heck. The only thing though is that person that's attacking the woman has powers, and this person, no, that's a spoiler, so I'm not gonna mention, but they end up like getting into a scuffle, and then she's like, wait, I don't want to be associated with this person because then I'll be like sentenced to the Pyre as like what do they call it, like guilty by association, exactly. So she runs off, but something happens and she ends up having like magic all of a sudden, and then she ends up running off, gets chased by the guards, and then finds another person that she's attempting to frame. Just like some random passerby on the street, but they are also running from something. And then she gets kidnapped by this person, yes. But again, the way she gets kidnapped is a little bit interesting because let's just say that there's more than one person kidnapping her. And then she leaves. She goes through a like training arc as all main characters do. And now she's back in the town that she was originally in, and she sees a bunch of wanted people. No. And she sees a bunch of wanted person posters everywhere. And so I think this is when she's gonna be promised to the Pyre, as the name entails of the book. But like I said, there's a bit of like, you're not gonna please everybody with your first book. There are gonna be some caveats and some words that just don't really mix together. Like, I really want to give this author some grace. I would say right now this book is sitting at a 3.5 star for me. It's not bad, it's not great, it's not quite hitting that 4-star mark, but I can tell that this book is finally starting to pick up the pace. I feel like the author may have struggled with like balancing the fast and slow parts, because I feel like some parts that should have been fast were slow and vice versa. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get on my walking pad. I have some laundry to do, which I'm gonna start right now, and then I'm gonna spend the next 100 pages, however long that takes me, on this walking pad while I do my laundry. And I think that sounds like a pretty productive way to get the morning started. So if you notice that I'm really sweaty, I typically do my workouts in the morning, and then if I had time in the day, I mean it's Saturday, so I have all day, I will do a 1 hour to however long I want, like walking, like walk cool down, but it's more like walk cardio, because girl, I'm sweating by the end of it, but I feel like it's really good to keep my heart rate up and keep that fat burning like going, you know what I'm saying. But anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping, start reading, and start doing my laundry, and you guys are just gonna see a little montage of me speed walking, but actually I'm going like 2 miles an hour, so I'll see you guys in a bit when I'm done with this cardio workout. So I just sat talking to myself for 5 minutes and it didn't record. But I just spent an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes walking and reading. Definitely got up to the 300 page mark. And I can't lie, I'm feeling conflicted. Again, this is like debut novel, debut author, and I need to give her some grace. But it's not a book that I'm not liking so far. I'm just like trying to see what the author's trying to tell me. I'm trying to get into her mind on the paper and be like, all right, baby girl bestie, let me know what your story is about. Why are you going around in circles? Why are you like, not her, but like the characters themselves? Like, you know how a lot of main characters will, when they're told to do something, they'll do the exact opposite, especially if it's supposed to be keeping them safe. For example, staying in her bedroom, staying in a room that's probably the size of an apartment um, for a couple of days so that she can lay low and then not be caught by these people that have like come to basically like inspect the camp and make sure it's good because she's not supposed to be there, right? Um, and like the organization doesn't know that she's their captive, and that's another thing. So let me finish that thought, right? So she keeps like going out and getting in trouble, and then the people that are like with her, mainly the MMC, keeps like getting pissed at her and then like being an asshole about it and then trying to make up for it in different ways, but it doesn't. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot. What was my thought earlier? I don't really know what my thought was earlier. I'm not gonna lie, my brain is fried because I just walked for an hour and 20 minutes and I'm tired. But I can say I don't really like the so far at least the relationship dynamic that's blooming between the FMC and the MMC. He's just a bit of an asshole. And then she thinks he's playing with her, but then he'll get a bit aggressive and then she'll be like, wait, just kidding. I'm not really about that. And then he'll try to make up for it by being all sweet and cute and like lovey dovey and stuff. And she's like, bro, you can't just like be flipping up on me. Like he's really acting bipolar in my in my unprofessional opinion. Um, I'm not really sure what my thoughts are. I can say this is a 3.75. Currently they are looking for Bestie, who gives me very like Alec from the Mortal Instruments vibes. Like Bestie Lauren, if you're watching this video ever, you will understand what I'm saying. He's just like very broody, very like Asriel from Akatar, but not like more of an asshole. Not necessarily loyal to protect his friends, but like just being an asshole all around. Um, but currently he's missing, and so the camp has been taken over by like the leaders of their organization, and some assistant leaders, I guess you could call them, are like called into question of their leadership skills, I guess. And the character that's missing is basically considered like he deserted his post or whatever, so he's like committing treason or whatever. So they're trying to find them, and then the leader of the organization is like off with their head type shit, basically saying that once they find him, because they will find him, that he is to be burned at the stake essentially. Again, like I so far have not had any sort of like worries about this girl getting sent to be burned at the stake. It's mentioned, and I feel like maybe the author had a hard time articulating like how drastic the stakes were, but I'm not feeling the anxiety that these characters should be feeling. I'm not seeing the emotions, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, those are my thoughts so far. I'm gonna go do my stuff for the day and then catch you guys later tonight when I read the rest of this book because I do plan to be finishing it. I'm at the 75-ish% mark, so I really only have 25% left of this book, and I will definitely be finishing it, and then I'll let you guys know my final thoughts. I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, it is Sunday and I have officially finished Promise of the Pyre. I won't lie, I did finish this last night, but I wanted to sit on it so I could tell you guys my thoughts without them being too like jumbled or just having more stuff prepared for what I want to say. So overall, I would say that considering this is a debut novel, considering that this author is a debut author, I want to give this book some grace because I do see the potential and I see where this story could go. That being said, overall, I give this like a really high 3.75 star, almost a 4 star. The only things that were keeping it from being that full 4 star were the stuff that I'm going to talk about in a second. So, starting with the pros, because we want to start with the good stuff so that we're in the mindset of not bashing the author, because overall, like I said, this is a pretty good book. There are just like some pacing issues and some character relationship believability that we'll talk about in a minute, but let's start with the pros. So overall, I did like the plot development, starting from one place and getting kidnapped and then going to another place and having a training arc and having some like found family and relationships and finding out who you really are, as well as like a fight scene at the very end. And I also like the magic system. So in this world, there are many different types of magic that correlate to like a path that you want to go on. So if you ever played an action RPG game, maybe an MMO, I'm not really sure specifically what comes to mind, but a lot of times you can start off with one type of character class and develop that into like a specific class. So specificity definitely plays a part. So for example, some people have a specific type of magic that they can branch off to either be a Venandi, which is kind of like what most of the characters are. There's also aerial. Oh, I'm totally mispronouncing this, but it's like they have these wings and they're not as powerful as Venandi because they didn't choose that route. And then there's different like types of people that can wield different magic. So the magic system was pretty interesting. It was pretty cool. I liked it. The found family as well. I love the characters, Tora, Nakir, and Herja. I'm definitely mispronouncing that, but those top three were my favorite characters. I personally, I don't know what the author's going to do with this, so if it is a spoiler, I called it, right? I think that in the next book, in my opinion, that Nakir would be a better relationship candidate for our FMC because I really wasn't feeling the MMC that our character was getting to bed with in the first book. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. And Tora is a really interesting character. I love her. I love their um, personality dynamic. They're very like I just imagine a pixie. Like they have pixie cut hair, they're very short, they're very nimble, they're very agile, they're very like small, and their personality is just out of this world. It's very like bubbly, it's very outgoing, and it's very saucy at times, and I'm really here for it. And Herja is depicted as like this older person, but I'm not gonna lie, when I first when she was first introduced as a character, I was picturing somebody like more from Akatar. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't really like it kept being emphasized throughout the book that she was like this older person, she was ancient, but like I was imagining her as like a millennial 35-year-old. I'm not gonna lie. So overall I did really like the book. There were some times though that the plot dragged where I felt like it should have been faster and vice versa. We're gonna get into the bad things, the cons, not the bad things, but like the things that it could have been improved on. Like I said, I want to give the author a lot of grace because like this is something she worked really hard on, and this is her like steps into the book world, and this is a book that she created. This is her baby. This is her child. So a lot of these things are just me personally as a reader that I couldn't enjoy as much. So starting with the pacing, like I said, I felt like certain points with the like the what do you call it? The training arc, there were points where it just went too slow and I felt like we were staying on a certain topic or type of topic for too long, and I felt like other times when it was like going too fast, I felt like we could have slowed it down and been like, okay, this is what's going on, this is like delving more into the story. So I feel like the pacing was a little bit of an issue, the characters as well. So I did like those three characters that I had mentioned, Tora, Nakir, and Herja, but there were some other characters that I just couldn't really get behind their personality or their minds, specifically Bastian. And also, I just want to touch real quick, the relationships with these characters aren't really believable. Like specifically with Bastian, he was like this kind of like give a lot of very reminiscent of like Alec from the Shadowhunter universe, you know, Alec and now I'm totally mispronouncing that, but like the Shadowhunter and Warlock dynamic. But specifically Alec in the first book of the Mortal Instrument series, he's a prick. He's very much distrusting of Clary. He doesn't think that she belongs, all these things. And so going back to Bastian, he's very distrusting of our FMC, and he doesn't know why he knows why she's here, obviously, because he was one part of the people who brought her here, but he thinks that she's lying about something, and she is, but he's trying to figure out what that is. And so he's like questioning our FMC, and our FMC is lying to him, but also I felt like maybe the author was trying to like do kind of like not foreshadowing, but it's like we the reader don't know what this this character is got in her brain, but she's got like a surprise. Does that make sense? Like she's got something going on that nobody, even the readers, didn't like know about. And so Bastian's like, this girl's got some secrets, and I feel like it's detrimental to our community, way of being, etc. Also, the the stakes, I want to say, weren't as high as the characters were making them out to be. Not that they weren't high, it's just that I, the reader, couldn't believe that they were like as high as everyone was making them out to be, because nothing happened. Nobody died, right? Yeah, I don't think anybody died. Nobody died. There weren't any close calls. There was like one close call at the end, but it's like, nah, they were fine. It was whatever. And we, the readers, immediately knew that they were gonna be fine. Also, another character I don't really like, because I think he's supposed to be the main love interest, which is why I think Nakir would be a more believable romantic partner. Maybe she'll touch on this in the next book. I have no idea. But our MMC in the Promise to the Pyre book is very bipolar. And I'm not sure if the author had a hard time articulating his behaviors or not, but he was very manipulative. He was very like um just hot and cold. And when he was hot, he was hot. When he was cold, he was cold. And then whenever he would like do something that, or say something, like he was definitely bashing on the FMC, and then like 2 seconds later he was like, what's up, baby girl, I'm here for you, I'm so sorry, I'll never do that again. Very Tamlin behavior, like definitely lashing out, and then being all lovey-dovey 2 seconds later. And like the FMC touches on this multiple times, and she's like, I care about him, I don't know why he's acting like this, blah blah blah, blah. But like I love him, I care for him, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I don't believe it. And there were a couple times where I was kind of icked out. At the very end, there's this scene where the FMC tells the friend group, like, let's just start over. Like, we're starting from beginning, no lies, no like starting fresh with the way we feel about each other, etc. And the MMC took that as like, let's start over with our spicy time. The FMC later was like, no, dude, I did not say that to everybody as a pass for you to do whatever you wanted to do with me, because I'm not about that. And I just felt really icked out, because he kept trying to like, he was putting his arm around here, he was trying to like do some weird stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm not here for that. I was icked out. But yeah, so the entire time that this relationship is going on, I felt like it was kind of forced. And then when the icky stuff started to happen, I was like, I don't know, I don't know. But overall, I can say there is a character that is brought into the like the ending part, that kind of like, she's like the Elena in the what do you call it? The Throne of Glass, where she's like the mentor, the person that's gonna help the FMC become who she really is, yada yada. And I did really like her like dropping in real quick. I kind of felt like, if you ever play Genshin Impact, there's the Hexen Circle, and the witches will randomly pop in at the time that the traveler needs them, and they'll be like, hey, deuces is, or no, they'll be like, hey, this is how you fix it, these are the answers to this specific problem that you're dealing with, and be like, deuces, I'm out. And so it's like, it's very helpful, but then they leave real quick, and that's exactly what happened at the end of the book here. All that being said, I can say, like I said, I was hovering between like a 3.75 and a 4 star, um, because it is good, and I see where the author wants to go with this, and I do fully support the shenanigans, right? Like I do want more, but this book does have some issues. But like I said, give the book some grace, because it is a debut novel, and being the first book that you have ever written, like taking this from a very very small channel creator point of view, like my first videos I can't rewatch because I'm so icked out by. So I feel like my videos now at least are more like authentic, I want to say, but more comfortable. Like I'm comfortable talking to this camera, I'm comfortable talking to, like, if I'm talking to a bestie or whatever, whereas before I was like, listen, like it felt really weird, right? So I feel like in the future maybe the author's gonna look back and be like, all right, this isn't my best work, but I'm working to improve that. And I think that's what everybody's trying to do with whatever you're trying to do, like be that math, be that school, be that career, be that friendship, be that like just anything, like you're trying to improve on what you've done in the past so that you can be the best version of yourself that you can be. That being said, high 3.75 stars, 4 stars. I do recommend you guys reading it yourself. I do recommend you guys having your own opinions. This is just my opinions. I can say that I liked it enough to recommend it to another person to read it and have their own thoughts. That being said, go ahead and check out her Instagram at this, or it'll be on one of these sides. I have no idea how I'm gonna edit this later. But shout out to Vendy Emberfield. I'm so proud of you for writing this book. You put your heart and soul into it, and I could tell you do have a long way to go, in my opinion, as a reader who has like read authors that are like, you know, V.E. Schwab, R.F. Kuang, like very like high pedestal type people. So it's like I'm like not trying to compare any book to what I've read before, but I can say that you're doing a great job, and I do really appreciate like all of your not like feedback, but like you respond, you like the reels and everything, and like all you were asking is that people can like get the word out about your book, and that's exactly why I wanted to create this video. This is my full um integral thoughts on Promise of the Pyre. I can say go read it. I do like the FMC. There are some points that you can see like the childishness because she's still pretty young, and I think that can definitely be improved upon as she gets older, as the characters move on and get progress their growth and everything. So yeah, if you guys like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe so that you never miss when I upload a brand new video. Also hit that notification bell for the reasons I just said, and comment down below if you have read this book, and if not, definitely go pick it up. I think that's all for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.